Hey guys, tonight we find ourselves in the heart of feudal Japan, a time of honor, discipline, and ancient tradition. Imagine this: you're waking up before the sun, the world around you still shrouded in the deep blue of dawn. The chill of the morning air touches your skin as you slowly roll out of bed, your kimono flowing like a whisper against the wooden floor of your small, humble home. Outside, the world is still dark, but the sounds of nature slowly begin to wake. The distant calls of birds, the rustling of trees in the wind, and the soft hum of life emerging. You're a samurai, and your day doesn't start with a lazy stretch or a cup of coffee. No, not for you. You live with purpose, in a world where every moment is filled with deep meaning. Codes. Your life is marked by the codes of Bushido, honor, courage, and loyalty, and every single day brings the responsibility of maintaining those principles. As you stand up and make your way toward the kitchen, you catch a faint smell in the air: rice. It's the first thing you'll consume this morning, the humble yet powerful fuel of a warrior. The scent of freshly cooked rice and green tea fills the air, alongside the woody, earthy smell of the floorboards beneath you. For the samurai, breakfast is no mere meal. It's a moment of quiet ritual, one that prepares both the body and the soul for the demands of the day ahead. The room is dim, with only the soft light filtering in from the shoshi screens. A fire crackles in the corner, warming the space. You settle down to enjoy the first steps of your day. A simple breakfast: rice, miso soup, and grilled fish. The essentials of a samurai's morning. Now, as the first light of dawn touches the horizon, you sit cross-legged at the low wooden table, a steaming bowl of miso soup in front of you. The room is quiet, save for the soft bubbling of the soup as it cools slightly. A moment of peace before the storm of the day begins. The miso is rich and savory, and the fish, well, the fish was caught fresh this morning. It's tender, with just the right amount of crisp on the skin from the grill. But this isn't just food, tea. This is fuel. It's sustenance for both body and mind. You take your first sip of tea. The warm liquid slides down your throat like liquid calm, washing away any remnants of sleep. It's green tea, of course, bitter, strong, and full of antioxidants. It's almost a metaphor for your life. Simple, yet incredibly potent. A sip of this tea, and you can feel the quiet energy filling you. It centers your thoughts. And, for a samurai, this ritual is just as important as the sword itself. But there's something more to breakfast than just the meal. The preparation itself is almost as sacred as the meal. The act of making tea, placing the fish on the grill, and spooning out the rice is a series of quiet, deliberate motions that have been passed down for generations. In many ways, the process of eating mirrors the samurai's philosophy. Each task, no matter how small, requires focus and precision. Even something as simple as making sure the rice is cooked just right can take on an almost meditative quality. With the meal finished, you lean back, content. The morning's ritual has set the tone for the day. But before you leave the house, there's one more step: tea. The first sip of the day is always the most important. The warm steam rises from the cup, filling your nostrils with its earthy, fragrant scent. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the warmth of the tea seep into your bones. As the tea slips down your throat, you feel the weight of your sword resting in its sheath. It's the same sword that has been with you for years, a constant companion through both battle and peace. The samurai are known for their deep respect for tea, seeing it as a way to calm the mind before the chaos of the day begins. There's a reason they say, a good cup of tea can change the way you think. It's all about balance, and tea is the perfect metaphor for that. Asterisk after the breakfast. It's time to prepare for the day ahead. You stand and move toward the mirror, the glint of your sword catching your eye. Your reflection stares back at you, the face of a samurai. The blade in your hand represents more than just a weapon. It's an extension of yourself, a symbol of your duty and your honor. Too, you see the years of training and sacrifice reflected in the polished steel. And for a moment, the weight of it all feels heavier than usual. But then, just as quickly, it passes. You have a duty to uphold, and this is what you've trained for. Each day begins with a glance at that reflection, reminding you of the responsibility you bear. In many ways, the reflection is the first battle of the day. A reminder that your actions are not just for yourself, but for those who rely on you. Historians still debate the role of the samurai in shaping the culture of feudal Japan. Some argue that they were more than just warriors. They were a symbol of stability, a necessary force that held the fabric of society together. Others, however, argue that their rigid codes sometimes led to a society that was too focused on honor, discipline, often at the expense of progress and flexibility. One thing is certain, the samurai were not just soldiers. They were individuals whose lives were built on the principle of service, whether to their lord, their clan, or their own personal code. You leave your house, stepping out into the soft light of the early morning. The village around you is just beginning to stir, with the first signs of life appearing as villagers begin their daily routines. The familiar sounds of chopping wood, children playing, and the clatter of tools echo through the air. You walk slowly, taking in the sights and sounds, mentally preparing for the day ahead. Your path takes you to the temple, where you pause for a brief moment of reflection. A samurai must never be too busy to connect with the spiritual world. The temple is simple but beautiful, its wooden structure rising gently against the morning sky. The faint smell of incense drifts through the air as you approach, and the sound of monks chanting in the distance fills your ears. You kneel in front of the small shrine, offering a silent prayer for guidance. It's a personal moment of peace, one that you've come to rely on before every battle, every challenge. As you bow your head, you feel a deep sense of connection with those who came before you. Samurai were often trained in more than just the physical arts of war. They were also taught the importance of mental clarity and spiritual grounding. The rituals of the temple were meant to remind them of their place in the world, of the importance, of maintaining balance in all things. This moment, as small as it may seem, is one of the most significant parts of your day. It's where your soul finds its peace before the chaos of life and battle sets in. The morning unfolds before you, each moment stretched out in a rhythmic, meditative flow. After your brief visit to the temple, it's time to head to the training grounds. As you walk, the weight of your sword at your side feels like a familiar, comforting presence. The cool morning air brushes against your face, a reminder that today, like every other day, will be filled with discipline and preparation. Every step you take toward the field is part of a much larger journey, one not just of physical readiness, but of mental clarity. The training ground is a quiet, secluded place, tucked away from the rest of the village. There are no distractions here, only the sounds of nature and the swish of wooden practice swords cutting through the air. This is where the true samurai is forged. It's where skill, strategy, and spirit collide, shaping warriors who are both physically strong and mentally disciplined. As you step onto the field, you bow to the space, acknowledging the warriors who came before you, and those who will follow in your footsteps. The ritual begins almost immediately. A few stretching exercises to warm up the body, followed by some breathing techniques to clear the mind. You focus on your surroundings, allowing the gentle breeze to settle your thoughts, focusing on the task at hand, becoming sharper, stronger, and more present. The training isn't just about learning how to wield a sword. It's about mastering your own inner peace. The sword is an extension of the body, and its blade, just like your mind, must remain sharp and clear. Today, the sensei asks you to focus on your strikes. With a wooden bakken in hand, you engage in a series of slow, deliberate cuts, each one measured, controlled, and precise. The goal isn't speed or brute force, it's fluidity and accuracy. With each swing, you feel the weight of tradition pressing upon you. This training isn't just for battle, it's a lesson in balance. One of the core principles of samurai life is the ability to remain calm, even in the most intense moments. And today, your task is to embody that principle. As you practice, you feel your movements becoming more instinctual. The wooden sword feels lighter in your hand, and the air seems to guide you as you slice through it. The precision of your form, cut, is becoming second nature, and with each swing, you gain a deeper understanding of your own body. It's not just about the sword. It's about aligning the body with the mind, the inner and outer worlds working in harmony. Historians often debate the extent to which the samurai were able to achieve this harmony. While many acknowledge the samurai's unparalleled combat skills, there is an ongoing discussion about how much of their philosophy actually translated into their daily lives. Were they truly as disciplined and serene as their practices suggest? Or were they also driven by the pressures of war and honor? The answer remains elusive, but one thing is clear. The samurai's martial philosophy was far deeper than mere combat. It was about cultivating balance within the self. Your training continues, but as you pause for a moment, you reflect on the guiding principles of Bushido, the code of the samurai. This code isn't just a list of rules, it's a way of life. At its core are 7 virtues: righteousness, courage, compassion, respect, honesty, honor, and loyalty. Each of these virtues is reflected in the samurai's actions, both on and off the battlefield, as you adjust your stance and prepare for another round of practice. You remember the teachings of the elders. Kanner is everything to a samurai. Without it, there is no warrior. And yet, it is one of the most complicated virtues to uphold. Honor often requires you to make difficult choices, sometimes even at the expense of your own life. Courage is not just about fighting bravely, but also about standing firm in your beliefs. No matter the consequences, you pause, allowing your body to reset for a moment. The virtue of respect has always resonated with you. A samurai must show respect not just to their peers, but to all living things. The simple act of bowing before training, for example, is a reminder of that respect. It's a way of acknowledging, that you are part of a much larger world, one that requires humility and understanding. There is also the virtue of compassion. While it may seem at odds with the image of the fearsome warrior, compassion is a key part of the samurai code. The samurai are not mere killers, they are protectors, tasked with safeguarding their people and their lands. The compassion that comes with this duty is what separates the true samurai from those who merely seek to wield a sword for power or fame. Historians still debate whether the samurai code was truly adhered to by every warrior, or if it was more of an idealized concept, cones, to reinforce a particular way of life. There are stories of samurai acting with ruthless brutality, but there are also tales of samurai who sacrifice themselves for the greater good. What remains clear is that the Bushido Code had a profound influence on Japanese culture, shaping not just warriors, but entire communities. After a long morning of intense practice, you return to the village, feeling the weight of your training. The sun is higher in the sky now, and the village is buzzing with activity. The air smells of wood smoke, and the distant chatter of villagers fills the air. It's time for a break, and you make your way to the simple yet comforting meal that awaits you. As you sit down to eat, there's a moment of quiet gratitude. The rice, miso, and fish seem to taste better after a morning of training, as if the simple meal is somehow more meaningful now. You savor each bite slowly, allowing the nourishment to settle in your body and mind. There's something about the simplicity of this meal that grounds you. A reminder that the most important things in life are often the most basic. Eating is a ritual in itself. You know that this moment of rest is just as important as the practice that came before it. The food provides more than just physical sustenance. It's an opportunity to reflect on the morning's training and prepare for what's to come. There's a quiet satisfaction in knowing that each day is filled with both challenge and reward, and that each meal serves as a reminder of the balance you strive to maintain. After finishing your meal, the tranquility of the morning is slowly replaced by the more bustling atmosphere of the village. It's time to walk through the streets, to see the villagers tending to their various tasks. The air is now warmer, and the sounds of daily life fill the space around you. The rhythm of life here in this small, feudal village has its own unique cadence, one that you've come to know intimately as you walk through the village. You pass by the market stalls, where farmers, artisans, and merchants are beginning to set up for the day. The colors of the fruits, vegetables, and textiles are striking against the dusty, earthen roads. There is a calmness in the way the villagers interact, as if each person is deeply focused on their purpose. It's a peaceful, harmonious existence, the type of life that the samurai are sworn to protect. Your presence doesn't go unnoticed, Kovier. A few villagers nod respectfully as you pass by, recognizing the symbol of your warrior status even if your attire remains simple. You smile slightly, not from pride, but from the understanding that your role as a samurai is one that transcends battle. You protect this peaceful life, the life of those who may never fully understand the sacrifices you've made, but who benefit from the stability you bring. There's a certain beauty in the ordinary moments of life that you often miss when you're too focused on the weight of your sword or the call of battle. It's in these small interactions that you begin to realize the full extent of the samurai's duty. While many might see the warrior as a symbol of destruction, the samurai's true calling is in preserving the very peace that makes these simple lives possible. It is in keeping the balance, in maintaining the order. The villagers' quiet respect for you is a reflection of the quiet reverence you feel for them. Their lives are built upon the foundations that you and others like you have sworn to uphold. In passing through the village, you also notice the subtle interactions between other samurai. Some are stopping to chat, others are giving quiet nods of acknowledgement. But always, there is a certain reserve, a recognition of the responsibility each one carries. Even in such casual moments, the bond between samurai is unspoken yet understood. You may be from different clans, different lords, but in this moment, you are all part of the same brotherhood, bound by the same code. This moment, this walk through the village, is an important one. It reminds you of the vast world around you, the world you are sworn to protect. But it also serves as a reminder that, at times, it's the small, everyday things that make the greatest impact. The way a merchant bows to you with respect, or how a child watches you with wide-eyed curiosity, is just as vital to the fabric of this society as any sword fight or military strategy. You eventually make your way to a small, secluded space near the edge of the village, where you are set to meet with other samurai for a discussion. The atmosphere here is much more relaxed than it would be in the presence of your daimyo or in the middle of a battle strategy meeting. There's no formal ceremony, no heavy expectations. This is a rare moment where samurai can speak freely, exchange thoughts, and even share a laugh or two. Still, there is a deep respect in the air, as each warrior carries within them the weight of their duty and the knowledge that they are part of something far greater than themselves. The conversation soon turns to the rumors of war that are sweeping across the region. You listen intently as the others exchange stories and speculation. The peace of the village has been fragile for some time now, and everyone knows that the balance of power can change with a single battle. But it's not just the battles that worry you. It's the threat to the people, the families, the workers, the children who have no understanding of the politics that swirl around them. One of the samurai, an older man with years of experience, begins telling a story about a recent campaign. He talks about the harsh realities of war, the loss, the sorrow that comes with each victory. The tales are vivid, as though he relives each moment as he speaks. There's no romanticism in his words, just the raw truth of a life spent in battle. You listen carefully, absorbing every word. His experience is invaluable, as much as it is heartbreaking. You remind yourself that this is the reality of being a samurai, the duty to fight, to protect, and sometimes to sacrifice everything for the greater good. Yet, there is also a part of you that questions, does it have to be this way? Does war truly offer the only path to peace? Historians still debate the morality of the samurai's role in feudal Japan? Were they truly guardians of peace, or were they two perpetuators of violence? It's a question that weighs heavily on your mind, one that no simple answer can resolve. But you know that, for now, you have no choice but to follow the path before you. As the conversation dies down, one of the younger samurai asks for advice. The older warrior, after a moment of silence, offers a piece of wisdom that seems simple, but carries the weight of a lifetime of experience. A true samurai must know when to fight and when to stand down. The battlefield is not just where you fight your enemies, it is where you fight your own mind. Later, as the sun begins to dip low in the sky, you find yourself alone for a moment, reflecting on the day. The weight of your sword is still with you, but it feels different now, less of a tool and more of a reminder. Your mind drifts to the ancient legends that many of your peers often recite. Tales of samurai who achieved near-mythical feats of strength and bravery. One such legend is of a samurai who, after countless battles, was said to be invincible, a warrior without equal. As the story goes, this samurai was not only skilled in combat, but had reached a level of spiritual and mental clarity that allowed him to sense his enemies' movements before they even happened. His sword never missed its mark, and his mind was as sharp as the blade he wielded. His name became legend, and his story was passed down through the generations. But, as the legend continues, the samurai's downfall came not on the battlefield, but in the quiet moments of reflection. When he grew too certain of his own invincibility, there's a lesson in the story. A reminder that even the greatest warriors are not invulnerable. The legend may be exaggerated, but the message is clear. Strength is not just about physical prowess, but also about humility and understanding your own limitations. You ponder the idea of immortality, wondering whether a samurai's true legacy lies in their actions or in the way they are remembered. Is it enough to be remembered as a great warrior? Or is the true measure of a samurai found in their actions, in the way they live and die, and the way they treat others? The debate continues to stir in your mind as the night begins to fall. The afternoon draws to a close, and with it, your thoughts turn to a different part of the samurai's life, the importance of your lord, the daimyo. You are summoned to the palace, a grand building that stands as a symbol of the feudal hierarchy. This is where power resides, where the decisions that affect the entire region are made. But for you, this is also a time to reflect on the relationship between the samurai and their lords. The journey to the daimyo's estate is a quiet one, filled with the gentle rhythm of your footsteps against the earth. The sounds of the village fade into the background as you move through the lush countryside, past fields of golden rice swaying in the breeze. You take a deep breath, appreciating the stillness before the formality that awaits you at the palace. Upon your arrival, you are greeted by the soft rustling of silk as servants usher you through the grand hallways. The daimyo's palace is an imposing structure, with high ceilings, intricate woodwork, and wide open spaces that echo the wealth and power of the man who lives there. Yet, in this moment, you are not focused on the grandeur of the place, but rather on the duty you are here to fulfill. The daimyo relies on your strength and loyalty to protect his lands and ensure the safety of his people. As you enter the grand dining hall, The atmosphere changes. Somber quietness of the training fields and the village are replaced with the murmur of courtiers and the clinking of fine china. The food here is far more elaborate than what you've eaten in the village. There are dishes you've never seen before, delicate fish prepared in ways that are foreign to your everyday palate, delicate vegetables garnished with intricate sauces, and bowls of steaming rice served with precision. But it's not just the food that captures your attention. It's the conversation, the careful navigation of politics, the subtle exchanges between your lord and his guests. The daimyo, a man of middle age with a sharp gaze, speaks with calm authority. There is an elegance in his movements, a way of speaking that commands respect. His words are carefully chosen, never too bold, but always firm. He talks of recent events, of matters of war and peace, but there is an undercurrent of unease. You can sense it, even in his poised demeanor. The region is on edge, and everyone is waiting for the inevitable clash as the meal draws to a close. The daimyo's eyes linger on you for a moment. He doesn't speak of battle. He speaks instead of the loyalty that binds a samurai to his lord. Your strength is a reflection of your duty, he says quietly, his voice carrying the weight of authority. Remember, a true samurai's loyalty, Kalich, is never in question. Without that, there is nothing. The words hang in the air long after the meal is finished. You understand them fully. The samurai's relationship with their lord is more than just one of service. It's a deep, unspoken bond, one that transcends duty and enters the realm of honor and trust. This is why you fight. Why you wake up every day before the sun to train, because your loyalty to your lord is unquestionable. Historians often discuss the complicated nature of the samurai's relationship with their daimyo. On one hand, they were expected to be fiercely loyal, even to the point of self-sacrifice. On the other hand, the political landscape of feudal Japan was one of constant upheaval, where alliances shifted quickly and betrayal was never far away. It's a paradox that defined the lives of many samurai. Were they simply soldiers bound by duty, or were they also pawns in the grand game of politics? Leaving the daimyo's palace, you feel the weight of his words still resting on your shoulders. The night has fallen, and the cool air brushes against your skin as you make your way back to the village. The path is long and quiet, and the shadows of the trees stretch across the ground like dark fingers. There's a part of you that feels the pull of the battlefield, a sense that the peace of the village is a fragile thing, one that could break at any moment. The road feels different tonight. The moon is high in the sky, casting a pale, silvery light across the landscape. The quiet of the night is almost deafening in its stillness. As you walk, you reflect on your relationship with your sword. It has been with you for years, a companion, through countless battles and countless moments of reflection. You think about the weight of it, the weight that seems to grow with each day. When you first became a samurai, the sword was just a tool, an instrument of war. But now, it's much more. It's a part of your identity, a physical manifestation of the warrior code you've sworn to uphold. The blade has seen more than its share of battle, its edge sharp and true. But now, as you walk in the moonlight, you understand something deeper. The sword is more than just an object of violence. It's a symbol of your commitment. It carries the weight of your ancestors, of the centuries of warriors who have wielded it before you. And with it comes a responsibility not just to fight, but to protect the ideals that you hold dear. Tonight, the sword feels heavier than it ever has, not because of the physical weight, but because of the weight of expectation. The pressure of living up to the legacy of the samurai, of being more than just a soldier, of being a protector, a keeper of balance. You think of the legends of samurai who lived their lives with such honor that their names are still remembered today. And you wonder, quietly, if you can ever measure up to that legacy. It's a burden shared by every samurai. Sword is not just a weapon, it is the weight of history, of duty, of the countless lives that have been shaped by the samurai code. You are a part of something far greater than yourself, something that transcends time and space. And as you walk back to your humble home, the moonlight casting long shadows behind you, you know that tomorrow will be just like today, filled with honor, filled with duty, but also filled with the quiet strength that comes from living by a code that has endured for centuries. As the night deepens, you return to the quiet solitude of your home. The day has been long, filled with training, reflection, and duties both to your daimyo and to the people of the village. But now, there's a stillness in the air. The world outside is silent, save for the occasional rustle of leaves in the wind. Inside, the soft glow of candlelight flickers, casting warm shadows on the walls. You sit down, your sword resting beside you. The weight of the day seems to slip away as the cool night air washes over you. This is your time to rest, to recharge before the cycle begins again. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, new moments of honor, and perhaps even new battles. But for now, you allow yourself to relax, to remember that being a samurai is not just about fighting. It's about finding balance in all things. The quiet of the night becomes a balm to your soul. Close your eyes for a moment, letting your breath slow, feeling the tension in your muscles ease. The warrior's life is one of constant motion, but moments like these moments of stillness remind you that peace is just as important as battle. You've learned that over the years, and it's something you carry with you, always, in the quiet. You reflect on the path that has led you here, the training, the sacrifices. The bonds formed with other samurais are the things that have shaped you into the person you are today. And as you prepare to rest, you know that tomorrow will bring new challenges, but also new opportunities to honor the code of the samurai. Your journey is far from over, but for now, it's enough to simply be still, to appreciate the serenity of the moment, as the night unfolds. You sit in the stillness, allowing the cool air to fill the space around you. The world outside is quieter now, as if even the trees have settled for the night. Your sword lies beside you, but you don't feel the heavy burden you did earlier. Instead, a deep sense of peace washes over you. You spent the day honoring your duty, sharpening your body and mind, and fulfilling the expectations placed upon you as a samurai. But now, in this moment, you simply exist. The flickering candlelight casts a soft glow across the room, its shadows dancing gently along the wooden walls. The smell of incense lingers in the air, mixing with the faint scent of the cool night breeze. The world outside may be filled with conflict, politics, and the constant hum of life, but in this small corner of the world, you've found a brief, quiet respite, quote, a moment of serenity that you rarely get to experience. As you sit there, you close your eyes and take a deep breath, allowing the sounds of the night to settle into your consciousness. The distant croak of a frog, the rustle of leaves, the occasional hoot of an owl in the far-off woods. These simple sounds ground you, reminding you that despite the weight of your responsibilities, there is beauty and peace in the world. There is balance, even in the life of a samurai. You think back to the lessons of the day, the discipline of sword practice, the wisdom shared by your elders, the conversations with fellow samurai, and the quiet moments of reflection, peace. Each one of these experiences is a piece of the larger puzzle that is the way of the samurai. It's a way of life that demands focus, but also humility. It's a journey that requires strength, but also moments of stillness. Historians, scholars, and warriors alike have written about the samurai. Some argue that they were the epitome of the warrior spirit, while others focus on the darker, more complex aspects of their existence. There are debates about whether the samurai were truly as noble as their code suggests, or if they were simply another form of warrior, driven by their own ambitions and desires. Regardless of how history paints them, one thing remains true. Samurai were a people defined by their pursuit of honor and their unwavering commitment to the ideals of Bushido. As you sit in the quiet of your room, reflecting on everything that has led you to this moment, you realize that your journey is ongoing. Tomorrow, the sun will rise, and with it, another day of training, duty, and responsibility. But for tonight, you are at peace. You've done your part, and you can rest easy knowing that you are living according to the principles that have been passed down through generations. You lay your sword down beside you, not as a weapon, but as a symbol of the life you've chosen. As your breath slows and your body relaxes, you allow yourself to drift into the calm that only comes after a day well spent. The moonlight pours through the window, illuminating your small room, casting long shadows that seem to stretch across the floor like the passage of time itself. You've walked this path for many years, but tonight, you are simply a warrior at rest, ready for whatever tomorrow may bring. As sleep begins to take you, you feel the comforting embrace of the night, a sense of security that allows you to let go of the tension of the day. There's no need to worry about the future or dwell on the past. For now, there is only peace in the stillness. Peace in the knowledge that you are fulfilling your duty as a samurai, and peace in the quiet beauty of the world around you. And so, you fall asleep, knowing that your journey is far from over. But for tonight, you are content, at rest, and ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. For tomorrow, the sun will rise again, and you will walk the path of the samurai once more.